You're Near the Wild with Matt Becker and John Norris, recorded in Anchorage, Alaska.
Hello?
Matt Becker?
That is correct, sir.
There he is. How about John? Did we do it? Still dialing.
Okay.
How are you?
I am great.
You survived your birthday.
Yes, I did. What a great time.
Yeah?
Yep.
I guess we're going to all hear about it.
Nope, not saying a word.
Nope. Perfect. And that was a good one.
That's a good one.
I did see on Twitter people were giving John some shit for not dressing up or saying he wasn't dressing up for Halloween.
Yeah. And he did show up in a mask.
Well, I mean, to be fair, we did say at the very least you can go down and get a mask at Walmart.
No, he did. He got the basic mask.
It just says basic. It's a paper bag that says basic on it.
Very close. I actually, when he showed up, I was laughing because I used the mask that he was wearing to cover lights outside my house. Not that it wasn't a fine mask.
But you use it for a kind of a landscaping accoutrement. And he chose that to be his 2015 Halloween presentation.
To be fair, I thought he might have stopped by the house and stole it. I did. And then when I got home and they were both still there, I went, oh, it'd been so much funnier if he just stole it.
Yeah.
Like, I just picked this up somewhere. I don't remember where. Your house.
Wow. You know, I just realized since Halloween was on a Saturday, did you get to actually give out candy to kids?
We did, but it was a really light night.
Oh, wow.
Not nearly a normal night. So, yeah, Becky took about, I think, 17 pounds of candy to work today.
Yeah. Wow.
Because we have to get it out of the house. Otherwise, I'll use my own product.
Yeah, that's the whole problem. Is that you want to be cool and you want to have, like us, full-size bars, but you don't want to be sitting on half of a box of full-size bars at the end of it. And
well, remember, I can't eat.
I know.
Chocolate.
Well, listen, I can eat chocolate, and I don't want to be sitting on half. My whole goal was to not eat a Butterfingers for the entire night, and it turns out that the kids came out in record numbers down a creepy street with no streetlights to go to a house that was advertising free candy, full-size candy. So we had we got rid of 2 boxes of full-size bars, and luckily Tracy went out and got some extra candy before it got dark because we went through all that as well.
That is great. Good for you.
Yeah.
When you put all that work into it, you're like, I hope this works.
Yeah, it poured rain 2 days before Halloween, so I had to set up everything that day. So I started I got up at 7 in the morning and started working and that's all I did all day. So it was fun. But we had 50 bars, over 50 bars that were gone, and the extra candy. So we had between 60 and 70 people come out to the house.
Did you have a little disclaimer on your flyer that said full-size candy bars for the first 50?
No, I said I tweeted and I put on Facebook, and then Tracy also put it on the Bisbee community Facebook, full-size bars, and I said you have to go to the top step because we have like 6 steps up to our door. I said you have to make it to the top step, and I was just goofing, but people were like, they would come by in their car, and one kid would come up to the door and say trick or treat, and Tracy would give him the candy bar, and then he'd turn around, lift his mask, and go, "They're full-size bars!" And then the other kids would come up.
That's great.
And then the other one was, because we had, the car would come up, and it would, for some reason, some people would be on the right side of the street, and we have a gully that's in between the 2 streets that are basically our street, Black Knob. And if they're on the other side of the gully, they have to go all the way down the end of the street and then come back. But people were on the other side, and they would drive all the way down, and then we'd go, oh, here comes a car, and then they'd come back, and then they'd park, then they'd come up to the house, and then they would get the candy and then leave. They wouldn't go, there would be no more trick-or-treating in our entire neighborhood.
You were it.
That was it. We were a destination.
You were the anchor Halloween.
Yes. Yeah, we're hoping that the Anchor store brings in some other candy opportunities next year. It was really one time someone came up because I put flyers out. That's why I got up early in the morning. I took flyers and I put them around, and they had a farmers market Halloween parade or something at noon. So I was just lucky. I didn't know that was happening. So I think that's where we got a lot of the foot traffic. But some people were coming up and they were a little confused on the from the flyer, and the group of kids came up. They did the whole thing, get the candy bar, and then they turn around and they yell to their parents, "It's not a haunted house. It's only trick or treat." And you know, only trick or treat. I mean, I got Chad Shank hiding in the wings, ready to scare the shit out of you with a big bloody axe and an apron all bloodied up. You know, we've got quite a bit of lighting. We've got audio going on here, and it's just trick or treat. Fuck off. Take your full size and get the fuck out of here.
To be honest, too, and you know the street. I mean, if he does that the day before, the day after Halloween, that's in the police beat.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Yeah, we had fun. Chad had a blast, too.
That's cool. That's a fun idea.
For a guy who doesn't like to be around people, if you put him around people in the right scenario, where he's holding
in a bloody apron and axe, yeah, it was like people were hanging out with him.
It was pretty cool. So we had a good time. Cool. Already planning for next year.
That is fantastic. Yeah, no, and that was our thing was we literally had snow the night before. So we had snow on the ground, and it was like 27 degrees, I think, by about 8 o'clock. So after these 2 mild winters we've had, I think that really, between that and just parents, and I mean, even the parents that were coming out with the kids, they weren't wearing coats and stuff. I'm like, I don't know. Were you aware you're in Alaska?
Who are you trying to impress?
Yeah, I just didn't get it. And they're like, man, it is really cool. I go, it was cold when I put the stuff up outside. I don't know what you're waiting on.
Yeah, Tracy loves to tell the story of like the first time she got to go trick-or-treating without a snowsuit over her costume. Because the story she tells is she would always go up to the door with these costumes that they would, you know, put together, and they'd be in a snowsuit, and they'd have to unzip the snowsuit and, you know, flash and go trick or treat, and then quickly zip it back up, get the candy, get to the car.
Right. Because, I mean, that was always my joke. Oh, look, another little, oh, you're an angel with a Carhartt on. Oh, look, you're Harry Potter with a Carhartt on. And rightfully so. I mean, a bad parent would show up the suit and not the kid.
Yeah.
Then of course, I had to go to work, and work was packed. It was a wonderful night. We had everybody was in amazing costumes. It was just fun, just a blast. So good for you people. And, you know, I couldn't think of a better time. It was great.
Yeah, keeping the idea of actually putting some effort into a costume alive. I love that.
You know, the bar looked great this year. We decorated it. It looked fantastic. And
well, I mean, just to preface this, Coots goes all out every year, and it's usually, I mean, we've done 4 days of Halloween in the past. Yeah, I remember that.
And remember, this one was a weird one because we had a daylight savings time,
and right on Saturday.
So it stayed open an hour later, which we were all concerned that, you know, everybody in costumes and whatever. But you know what? They came early. They stayed late. That last hour was smooth as could be. And people were like, oh, it's closing? I'm like, yeah. Instead of that whole thing, usually the last hour, people would just spend it going, are you closed yet? Yeah. Are you closed yet? I go, nope. Still not closed.
5 beers, please. Mm-hmm. You're not closed. Mm-hmm. It is weird when you get that little glimpse of what it would be like if you were open an extra hour.
No, I always said one day a year we'd pretend we're Paul Wasilla or whatever. And I go, yeah, and that's not for me. But no, it's good. I mean, it works out the way, the way the city's built is good.
Excellent. Daylight savings, it really, since we're in Arizona, it didn't affect us at all. We just stared at the clock. We didn't have to move it.
Could you imagine being in a place where it's already dark and it's going to remain dark and it continues to be dark? And what we did have on Monday, we did have snow. We had more snow, which I listened to the podcast, and I said, 2 weeks. We're getting it probably about 2 weeks. Yeah, way off on that because we got hit last night, and then we got 80 to 100 accidents on Monday morning.
You know, that made national news.
Yeah, but that's how long it's been since we had real snow here.
Oh, that makes sense. Oh,
we've got people, I think, who've moved here and never, ever had to drive on really Alaska snow.
If they moved there within the last 18, 20 months, yeah.
And they're finding out. So today, they said, relatively easy travel today. Oh, they delayed all the school buses and stuff, and the Anchorage school district came out and apologized today for not notifying everyone that the buses were running late because of the snow. And I go, that's how far it's been, too, is that you go, hey, when it's slick out.
You can't put that together, though.
No, I would, but it's amazing.
No, I mean, but you would because you don't have kids, and you're way more in tune into something like that than they are. You know, I think it just disrupts them because then it fucks up their their regular morning schedule. You know what I mean? I don't know what I'm talking about.
No, I mean, that's, for me, I think it's one of those things whenever it involves the school system, I get it. But, it goes back to the kid with the clock bomb. I go, you're upset if you call him on bringing a wired device into school. But if it really was a bomb, you'd be upset because you didn't say he couldn't bring it to school. And now the kid moves to a different country after he gets all his book signing deals. And I go, it's starting to sound like the Beatles. He took the money and he left the country.
What's he going to do? Did he get a book deal, really?
He was on every talk show. Yeah, they threw money at him. They give free colleges, everything. I go, wow. So next kid who brings a fucking wired device to school is going to get high-fived.
He's got a book deal for a coloring book.
It's just,
come on.
That's the problem with schools. But yeah, you're going, well, you know what is weird? Is these people are upset because they had to watch their kids for 40 more minutes.
That's what I mean. It fucks up with their schedule in the morning.
Yeah, because I don't really want kids. I want you to watch them. Why am I watching my kids? Who's going to watch my kids?
It is an
idea. Stay at home. Just have your kids study online. He spends all day on the computer anyway. Just let him just continue. Just say, hey, if you could throw some math and history in there, that'd be great.
It is interesting because when we were setting up for the haunt, it was just Tracy and I. And it was one of those things where we're going to this extreme effort to decorate the house, and really it's just for kids. And we don't have kids, have no desire to have kids, and we went to this degree to have kids fucking walk away with a fun story or a smile because the house was painted and there was sound and there was a big scary guy chasing after him with an axe.
We had a blast. I remember Halloween. It was so much fun. And that's what I said I liked about our neighborhood. It was, we still get them here and it's safe. And you're not going to a fucking mall or, come down to downtown Merchants and look, the new whatever Dodge Charger's out. Come look at that too. And I'm like, wow, if you can't see yourself being sold a bill of goods, I don't know what to tell you.
This candy sponsored by Lolly Ford. Don't forget, if it's not Lolly, it's not a deal. Trick or treat.
Happy Halloween. Yeah.
Well, as far as what we were doing, I mean, Chad came over a little bit earlier. Basically 6 o'clock. We went 6 to 9, and at about 5, he was there, and we started drinking some beers, and we were like realizing that our target demo was probably going to ignore us because we were trying to get teenagers, because Chad would love to be able to chase after a teenager because he's got 4 kids
right.
with an axe. And we realized that that's wishful thinking. That's not going to happen for us. But, we did have tons of little kids, and I was surprised at how much they really weren't afraid of the blood and the gore from the props. Because my brother sent a bunch of bloody butcher items, and Chad comes out after they get their candy and, comes at him with an axe that's all bloody and stuff. And some of these kids are like right up going like, whoa, and like touching the pig face that's been, a butchered head of a pig.
Right. And you realize how desensitized they become.
I mean, I get fucking freaked out when I was a kid because they hung a thread down and knotted it, and it felt like spider webs on my face. And that freaked me out. And these kids are like poking the eye of a pig head.
Yeah. They, I'll admit, like the kids, I mean, we had them and they were amazed because I had the, what is it? Zeltar? You can't get those anymore.
Zoltar,
Zoltar, yeah. Remember that?
The fortune teller?
Yeah. And then it's set up different this year. I had it right by the front. And I had Terry from Splendid Chaos. He was working the microphone.
Uh-huh.
So he was heckling when the kids would come up.
Hold on a second. What are you talking about?
Zoltar, it has a wireless mic, so you can talk.
So it's a head. Is it just the head?
Yeah, but it's in a big box, so it's like it's that one that's right in between.
Like an arcade game?
No, it's like the fortune teller.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's in a big plexiglass box, and you basically have a wireless mic and you can talk through it.
Oh, cool.
So it's set up at the front. So Terry was talking to people and he could see them out the window. And he would sit there going, "Oh, your costume." He goes, "Oh, it looks like you didn't finish it," or whatever.
Yeah.
So he's like flipping him, grief, and he's having a blast. And then he goes, "Hey, you're a little old to be trick or treating, aren't you, Mister?" And to the big guy, and the guy looks at me, and I'm like, He goes, "Oh, my friend, he's a little lippy on the mic, huh?" And he goes, "Oh, I thought that was you." And I go, "All right, Terry, we got to change up this a little bit." The big guy was eyeballing me. Yeah.
Back in I think it was 2000, my brother's company Ghost Ride was it was, I think they were contracted by Universal Studios in Hollywood, or they helped on the design part of something. Anyway, there's a huge committee that puts all this stuff together, and we came in and did like 3 or 4 of the major effects in some of the haunts, and we also managed some of the operations of the mechanics and stuff. Right, there are other people with the actors, there's other people with the cue lines and stuff like that. So we spent a lot of time on the lot, especially after hours and stuff. And we would see how some of this stuff was set up. And, one of the nights, there was just like this big, huge mob of people down this one alley. And I had no idea what it was. Finally I just go, Mike, I gotta take off, have someone cover, the haunt I'm working at down here. So I go check it out. And there was like down this like city street, like, Hollywood set city street going from one attraction to another. It like kind of bottlenecked, and there was just this mass of people. And then up on about 15 feet up in the air, in a window or something, there was a little Chucky doll with a spotlight on it. And it was a puppet, and there was a guy just fucking hurling insults the whole time. And you could hear it through that whole street, and people would stand there for 30, 40 minutes. And if you wore anything that made you stand out in that crowd, this guy, and that was like the biggest thing. I don't even know if they still do it. That was back in 2000, 2001. And it was fucking hilarious. And I always thought you should be doing that at the front of Coots with a talking skeleton head or something, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But it was so fucking good. And it was a little bit more dangerous back then, because I don't think they do anything fucking cool like that at Universal anymore.
No, there's not.
Milquetoast.
Yeah. And that's the thing is we saw this as a very funny idea. The microphone, worked good, and his voice worked good on it, but it's all got a low mic sound. So we're going to figure out how to put a bigger speaker in it.
You got to send me a picture. I got to see what that thing is, man.
Oh, it's great. It really is cool for what it was. And I bought it at Party World, so I bought it at Party World, like maybe 4 years ago. I bought it, right? Yeah. And I go in there, and it was in July, so that's when you buy this stuff. And they had it up there, and they said $28 or something. And I go, oh, well, I'll buy that. Does it work? And he goes, I don't know.
I don't know.
No, but they were just dumping it in.
This is my first day on the job. I don't know how to sell anything. Does it work? I don't know.
So I knew it was a good deal. So I was like, I want that. Yeah. So I was okay, I'll get it. And I went to get it, and the curtains open. I mean, it does everything, but it didn't have a power thing. The girl finds the power thing. Yeah. So now we plug it in. I see it work. Now you can see their wheels working, going, maybe it should be worth more.
Oh shit. There needs to be a 0 at the end of that $28 price
So
tag.
I whipped the money out, go, here you go, here's 30, just keep it. Means you found the power thing, I'll have to get one of those. That'd be good. So I get it for 30, right? And then the other guy comes wandering in, and he goes, I think he was stoned or something, but he goes, dude, I think there's a microphone with that. And I look on the back, and I see it says Mike, and I go, is there? And he goes, hang on, I think I know what it is. And he digs through like one of those junk drawers at any weird store.
Or in your kitchen.
He digs through it. He's looking at sunglasses, and all of a sudden he goes, here it is. So I get the microphone.
Yeah. The key part to this whole gag.
So now I don't know if the mic works. It takes a 9-volt. So I take the thing home. It works perfect. You go online. They're like $280 if you can find one.
Yeah.
And I waltz out of there for $30. But it was so funny. Last second, the guy goes, I think there's a mic on that. Yeah. And I'm like, really?
Listen, Spicoli, there's a fin in it for you if you find me that mic.
But it's a wireless mic, so that's what makes it so practical.
Yeah.
Is this one of those Billy Bass things that sings "Don't Worry, Be Happy"?
No, it's better. It's Zoltar. Zoltar.
Hey,
it's John Norris.
Hey, John Norris.
Hi guys.
How are you?
I'm well. I've been sitting here with Skype open for like 15 minutes, wondering if you guys were gonna get on, and then you were on the whole time.
Yeah.
So I missed. Casually, I'm just being real casual about my Skype schedule.
No, that's all right. Are you at work?
No, I just came home.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, because I was going to tell you last week, your signal from from work, wherever you're at work, it's pretty bad, dude.
Yeah, I don't know. You would think at a media station, you would have that figured out, because we need to get information to people. But
and Becker said you guys just went through a fundraising drive, so I mean, yeah, maybe put that on the short list.
Yeah,
we're just trying to keep the lights on, Greg. We need every dollar we can get.
Maybe a PBS wish list for Amazon.
New routers.
Mm-hmm.
Our IT guys like change out the routers all the time, and then they never work, and they never like tell anybody the password. So my computer automatically like kicks to like the shittiest router in the building because it's the only one it'll have a password for.
If I was smart, I would have probably gotten more into IT and internet security for a corporation, because you can get away with a lot of shit. People are afraid of you. They go to you, but only when it's really important, because they know you're going to be snarky, or it's going to be something where you're like, listen, I can't. And then they're going to have to kiss up to you. It's a power trip.
Have you tried turning it off and turning it back on again?
Yeah. And then he looks over at the other IT guy, and they like have a little snicker together, and they're like, just set it down there. I'll get to it. Yeah, that would have been smart of me to do that, but I'm not a smart person.
Everybody's just terrified the IT guy is going to find out what kind of porn they look at. So.
Well, there's definitely a way you can slip through and take, and now the companies probably make them put on tracking devices.
The IT guy's the first guy on my Christmas list every year.
Yeah, it should be.
Yeah. He sends you a note saying, "Don't worry, your camera's working." What?
I cleaned out your cookies box. You owe me.
So Cookie Box. It's actually my favorite porn site.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, John, what did you do for Halloween?
I wish I could make up a story, but I didn't do anything.
Too late.
I stopped in the bar, said hi to Becker.
Yeah.
And then I drank too much wine, gave out candy, watched some horror movies.
Which movie did you watch?
I watched Children of the Corn because I realized I had never seen it, and it's kind of shitty.
What was the kid's name?
Malachi, the redhead guy. Yeah,
there's Isaac and Malachi. Malachi's the redheaded kid.
He's in tons. He's a good character actor. He's in tons of stuff.
He seems.
You know what I'm gonna.
In that movie, he seems really tough until he starts talking, and then he has this really like high pitched, like 13-year-old voice.
Yeah, and he just seems like the bully on our gang.
Oh, Butch.
Yeah, Butch.
No, he's Butch's. He's Butch's buddy. He's Butch's buddy, Woim, because that kid was a redhead. Even though Little Rascals was black and white, I know Woim was a redhead.
No, you know what was weird is after watching all these campy Halloween movies for this whole time, I watched them all day. I just leave it running while I was working on stuff. It was a ginger fest, wasn't it?
Oh yeah,
it was pasty white people and everything, and you had what would be considered your add-ons, but I mean there'd be a kid in a wheelchair or something, and then there'd be one black kid, and it was amazing. It was really, I sat there looking, going, all the main characters are these little white ginger. I assume these are the kids of the producers of the show.
Maybe there's something they're tapping into there subconsciously that is inherently creepy and spooky about the gingers that you don't readily recognize, but you get it when you're watching it. You know what I mean?
I mean, well, British people get it.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's
a more sophisticated horror, the British style horror.
Well, I don't know. It kind of depends. The British style horror, because that's also where Hammer Films came from.
Oh, really? I thought that was a U.S. production.
No, Hammer Films were British, and they had like the craziest.
That's right. They had the crazy like pseudo sex horror. Draculas and they had some really good shit.
Yeah.
I know that because I cruise the movie posters on eBay once in a while. Hammer is up there. Yeah, you'll end up just buying a knockoff. If you think you're getting a good deal on a Hammer movie poster, you're getting a reproduction. Yeah, those are the good ones.
Have you bought any?
I bought a few. I had one that I had in Anchorage that I got fucking lucky, man. It was an actual poster. Becker, you'll remember it was the big Frankenstein one where he's holding a kid and he's like running. He looks like a Heisman Trophy stance. It's Frankenstein with his one arm out and holding a kid in his other arm and running at you. And this thing it took up the entire wall, which was, it was about 6 feet wide and 8.5 feet tall. I mean, that was a huge, huge poster that was back in the day. I think it came from France anyway. So I I can't say that it's like something that came from an American movie theater, which you usually see those large posters. This one is as big as 2 sheets of drywall.
I gotta find this poster.
Yeah, I know. It was amazing.
Yeah,
it
that
really
was a good one. But I got into a spat of over the past 5 years of War of the Gargantuas. I'm always looking for any kind of posters, lobby cards, stuff like that.
Well, I'm a fan. Yeah, I mean, I wish I'm looking at the posters right now. They are very cool.
The Hammer ones are good.
I wish I mean, I don't even wish I would have done more for Halloween because I had a great Halloween. I just didn't do anything.
Oh, there's your poor sickly dog.
I know. Somebody's breaking into the house. I don't know.
Yeah. But so you had a good Halloween.
Yeah, I had a good time. Hold on, let me go.
Please don't go into any detail, John. I just really would like you to keep your answers for the committee down to yes and no. Affirmative is okay.
My dog is freaking out, and she only does that every 5 minutes, so I'm concerned something's wrong.
It seems like every minute when we're on the air here.
I know. She's too. God. Okay. What did I do? Yeah. There's not even details to go into. I decorated my house, so I felt obligated to get candy. Even though we hardly ever have we usually only get 1 or 2 trick-or-treaters every year. But I bought 2 bags of candy just in case. And we had a run. We had 1 million trick-or-treaters and then eventually just left the bowl outside, cause we went to the bar and came back and the bowl was just kicked into a tree. They were not enough candy and they just were mad at the bowl.
Next year, put a sign up that says, please don't kick the ball when the last candy's gone.
Yeah. Tracy told me she saw a YouTube clip of a house that laid out a big bowl of full-size bars. They had to be. They went to a Halloween party instead, and they left this big bowl out, and it was kind of the honor system. Hey, please just take one. Happy Halloween. Thanks for coming by. Hey, and that's better than leaving the night light off out or the porch light out, right? And just say, hey, fucking beat it, right? Yeah. Well, they also had a camera recording what was happening. Yeah.
Third kid took all of them.
No, a parent ended up looting the whole fucking thing.
Oh yeah, and aren't they shaming her now? And
totally trying to shame her, and I agree with
whatever haters.
I agree with it 100% that that person needs to be publicly shamed.
Yeah,
but she is. I think somebody interviewed her, and she is not feeling that shame. She's accepting it and saying, "Listen, maybe I'm an adult." But those are full-size candy bars.
Yeah, she's treating it like she found a diamond ring at the beach. And she's like, hey, I found, it's no, you walked onto someone's property and they were nice enough to leave it out there. Fuck you.
And it's $7 worth of candy. You're an adult. Go to the store and buy yourself candy. Don't act like you found a duffel bag full of money. And you're anybody would have done the same thing in my position.
Well, it was full-size bars, John. So, I'll tell you right now, a full-size, box of Butterfingers is about $22.
Oh, wow.
And that's at Smart and Final.
I subscribe on Amazon, so they just send me a new box every month, Greg.
You're on a monthly, so you save an extra 50 cents.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to make it bi-weekly because I am just running through these candy bars.
I didn't eat one, man.
Yeah, my candy consumption's been pretty tame.
But you had a house that you had a bunch of people come by, so they cleaned you out, which is in a perfect world, that's the way it happens. You are going out and getting this candy, and you are hoping people come by, and the last thing that you should do is be punished for being thoughtful by gaining 6 pounds because you ate every bit of candy that people didn't take away from your house.
Which is what I do most years.
Yeah.
And there were speaking of creepy horror movie kids, at 2 p.m. on Halloween, I was just hanging out around the house, and these 3 really pale blonde kids, all 3 boys, walked up, I saw them through the window. I was walking by the window, and they rang my doorbell at 2 p.m. and I just didn't answer it because that is way too early to be trick or treating. I don't know what they want.
Oh yeah, 2 p.m. Yeah.
Are you sure you weren't reading too much into what was happening and having seen Children of the Corn?
These were creepy looking kids.
That's Children of the Corn, dude. That Isaac kid, the blonde kid.
Maybe that was their Halloween costume. Just look like a couple of like weird cast out of heaven angels that like are gonna like ruin your life. I don't like it. Did not answer the door. I don't know what they wanted.
So you like turn the sprinklers on?
Oh, I think
too early.
They probably saw me looking through the window at them and just like walking away from the front door once they rang the doorbell.
Wow.
But you know what? I don't care. I'll be that Boo Radley of the neighborhood that like doesn't want to interact.
Yeah, really. 2 o'clock's too early.
Yeah, way too early. So
no, I mean, I think 2 o'clock the next day is too late too.
You know, some of these kids are partying all night long though, Becker. They still want to get their trick or treating in, trying to hit every house in the city.
Yeah, I don't know. There used to be set rules. I don't know. I mean, you had to wear a costume, you had to do this. Now it's kind of a free for all.
Yeah, we had see, there might have been some confusion because we had nothing on our flyer that said haunted house. Okay. It did say the Butcher of Black Knob, and there was a house and it said full size candy bars, but we had people coming up thinking it was a haunted house. And at one point there was nobody under the age of 17 in this group, and none of them had costumes. And it was like, what? Okay, I get it that you think this might have been a haunted house, but you're not even dressed up for a night. This might as well have been the night before, or November 3rd. There's zero effort.
I don't mind the teenagers if they put a little effort into it, but if they just like,
oh, interesting coming from you, John.
Well, hey, you know what? I put effort in. I decorated.
I heard.
That's some effort.
You stole a mask from the sconces out in front of Becker's house.
I didn't decorate myself because I was so exhausted from decorating the front of my house.
Hey, I drove over there.
Yeah, I thought you looked good. I mean, it was, I think it was the cheapest mask ever made, but it was good.
But I bought 3 of them, and they're great looking masks. They're perfect for when you're on an acid trip.
And they work under black lights.
Yeah, they're great. Nice. I want to buy more of them, but Party World only had the 3 that I bought. So.
Oh, I have the whole set.
Man,
do you?
Yeah.
What's the whole? How many is in the set?
6. There's 6 different ones.
What?
Yeah.
Is this a latex pull over the face mask?
No, it's one of those cheap plastic, but they're really bright fluorescent paint on them.
All right.
They're made out of. They're like that Chinese plastic that gives you cancer immediately.
Do you look like that group Jabberwocky on America's Got Talent?
Oh, way better.
Okay.
Also, I'm a much better dancer.
Yeah. Well, the mask makes you better.
Yeah.
Well, you gotta jump on it, John. And you bought 3.
What else did I do? I made a trailer for a horror film, and then I posted it, and like nobody watched it, which was a bummer because I think it's really good. I'll send you guys a link.
I saw it. Yeah, send the link.
I think Facebook is playing some games with my posts.
You know what? I will say the same thing because I post stuff, and I used to get like a zillion hits on all the stuff, and now I get just it's a handful, and I can't tell. And you don't want to be self-conscious, but at the same time, it's got to be Facebook doing it because.
And especially because so it's a video, and but it's not like I didn't load it up to Facebook. It's just a link to Vimeo, and I think Facebook.
Oh, they might not. No, because I think they're playing
hardball.
Isn't Facebook connected with YouTube, or is that?
No.
No,
it's Google.
YouTube is Google, but Facebook. I've read that Facebook is kind of particular, and they will like boost Facebook videos if you actually upload it to Facebook.
Sure, and they'd rather you stay with them on their page than to jump somewhere else. Which makes sense as a business model, right?
Sure, but it still makes me mad.
Yeah. So what is this video? Because I saw the last video you did, which was that the Pulse dance fail video that you did.
Battery check.
Yep. There is that one. Like, why is that even a feature on a camera to record everything? That doesn't even make sense.
Why would you ever need that?
Or why would a guy in the industry not recognize how to work his equipment? I don't want to ask the tough questions, John, but I mean,
listen,
it
was an unpaid job, Greg. That's where you.
Oh, so that's when you don't take professionalism to the workplace.
When you experiment. You know what?
Yeah.
It's called failing your way to success.
Well, you experimented like Yoko Ono experiments singing with that fail.
With ruining the Beatles. Yeah.
The Halloween project.
Yeah.
Was my girlfriend had an idea for a horror movie about a haunted dance school that was kidnapping kids, and so we just kind of spent a day shooting that.
And teaching him to Charleston.
Oh, we don't. Oh, we should have had Charleston in it. But it's got
Jitterbug kids, no! We're all slit your
cut your head
throats.
off with a chainsaw.
It's got little kids in cages. It's got witches. It's got a demon.
Hey, these weren't these kids trick-or-treating at 2:00, was it?
Or are you
No,
at Jared's
they're
house
still
from
out there
Subway?
Yeah. Jared.
It's still topical.
God. Jared is a monster. I didn't see any
John,
Jared costumes.
stay with the horror flick.
So that's it, and people should go watch it. Can we post a link?
Yeah, we can
for
post
it?
the link.
Sweet.
Now,
I think it feels like an actual horror movie trailer. It maybe gives too much away because I'm not going to make the rest of the movie, so I just put everything in there.
yeah, no, that's the beauty of it, because the trailer, sometimes you can just watch the trailers. I don't know if we talked about this. There's a channel that's on deep cable, like IFC or something way out there, that is meaning way up in the numbers. It's not on basic cable. That shows like 30 minutes or 60 minutes at a time, just trailers. And it's as good as going to the movies sometimes, because it feels like you saw the whole, the trailers that show too much and you're like, I've seen every good part in this movie right now.
Are these like new trailers?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they do
I
a whole
watched a trailer for Burnt and I didn't have to go.
Have you guys been to the website Trailers from Hell?
No, what's that? Well,
it's great.
It's just kind of in the name, but
it's trailers from all sorts of horror movies and all sorts of I don't think it's just horror movies anymore too. It's just all sorts of movies, and they even have like directors like John Landis and Chris Columbus and stuff come on and talk about the movie trailers and the movies.
Mm-hmm.
It's a really cool site.
So they're interviewed. They don't show the trailers.
Sometimes they present them they'll have John Landis talk about an American Werewolf in London, and then they'll have him talk about it for like a minute or two, and then they'll show the trailer.
And they'll show it. Okay, so so they do a little talk about what's going to come up. That's good.
Is this where your trailer is at?
No, mine's not on. I'm gonna submit it though.
He's waiting. They haven't called back yet.
Yeah.
Well, John, I keep thinking about this because we've talked about it in the past, but is there any plans to do the New Year's Day or Christmas Day zombie movie? Because we talked about it being the perfect day to do it because there's no one in the parking lots at the major malls and stuff like that on like especially New Year's Day. No one's out, and you could put together something relatively on the cheap.
I could. Well, I mean, I wouldn't have to rent a parking lot.
No, you just show up. There's not even a security guard. That
security guy. He went out too.
Yeah, in fact, he went out after everyone else.
And everybody can get together on that day. They look like zombies already.
They already, less makeup, man. If you want to really look at it that way.
I think if I just put out some flyers for like a free Bloody Mary bar in the Diamond parking lot, people will just start stumbling in.
Oh, John, here's an idea. What about instead of the Anchorage 24-hour challenge, the Anchorage movie trailer challenge? That you make a fake movie, but you only do the trailer.
I like that idea.
Yeah, and then you have interviews like the press junket with the actors talking about.
And and they introduce the trailer as if it's
really
an award-winning film.
What was it like working with Richard Gere? Well, it was. I was a little disappointed.
We don't have him in the clip because we want his reveal.
He didn't make the trailer.
Well, his name's on the marquee, but I mean, really, what we wanted you to see was the setup, because when he comes in, it just blows the doors off the movie.
It's a twist. It's a twist at the end.
Yeah, big twist.
Richard Twist is the gerbil at the end of the movie.
Yeah,
I'm gonna make a note, Greg. I'm making a note.
Yes.
Movie trailer.
I've seen more movies.
Come up with a catchy name, but
I'm not going to come up with it now. I'll do that. But I'll tell you what, I've seen more trailers this year than I've seen movies, like in a theater.
What trailer have you liked the most, even though you won't see the movie?
I don't know, because I was watching the trailers show that showed like 30 minutes of them, and I kept watching them thinking this was a preview and they were going to show the movie. And it took me a while to figure it out. And then I hit info on the thing and I'm like, oh, fuck, this whole show is just movie trailers. And, by then I was hooked and, I don't know. There's stuff coming up. I forget. It comes up so quick and unless it's something like Godzilla or something like that's a brand name that you've seen before. I mean, I don't fucking know, like Burnt, like Becker said, Burnt. Like you see that thing come up really quick and then you try to remember what it was. And you're like, what the fuck was that cooking thing? You don't think of Burnt.
No.
I mean,
is that even what the name of the movie is?
Yeah. And it's like a romantic comedy about he goes into the restaurant business and he's going to, I don't know what the hell. All I know is the trailer itself you couldn't make interesting. And I went, how is this going to be a hit? And then they lost their ass. And so did that one, the Sandra Bullock one. We deal in fucking frustration or whatever. Yeah.
It's the Burnt one. To me, it was like Chopped and, When Harry Met Sally.
Mm-hmm. No, and that's exactly what I bet they pitched it as.
And listen, I want to see it just because they actually set up they were actually doing the cooking and they got a real good chef that was in there that worked, on the scene and made them do shit. I want to see them yelling at everyone to be able to call bullshit unless he's fucking, up in these people's fucking grills on all this shit. Cause that's what I remember being in the restaurant business. I mean, I was a busboy, service assistant.
I remember making just a lot of dick jokes all night long, and any vegetable that looked like a penis, which is most of them.
Sexual harassment in the 80s and 90s. And I worked at Bobby McGee's and Cask and Cleaver in Southern California. Bobby McGee's was a fucking that was a concept entertainment type place with shit hanging on the walls and everything, and the waiters all dressed up in costume, and they all had shtick with comedy or music or whatever. But the food in the back was some serious shit. But sexual harassment and fucking yelling, that was the soup du jour, man. That was all that was happening for sure every night.
Well, there's a whole series of books that they came out with, mystery novels that came out, and the authors include recipes in the novels now.
Oh.
So you buy it, you get the mystery book, and you get recipes you can make while reading the book, I guess.
Kitchen mysteries. A lot of my kitchen mysteries are like, what the fuck is in this Tupperware?
Yeah.
Did I put this in here?
The problem is that like I get recipes sometimes off of YouTube and it's fucking bullshit. I mean, some of the stuff that's come out, I follow it to a fucking T, and my icing just fell off this thing like I put water on a cue ball. Right? That does not look like the icing in the fucking thing that she put on the donut. What the fuck is this? And she's got millions of views.
Yeah.
Nicole, fuck you.
Yeah, Nicole,
liar.
Get it together.
Well, think about it. They do it, and they go,
should
see, I'm better than you. You did it wrong.
She's keeping me down.
Fucking recipe.
She knows if she told you exactly how to do it, you could start your own YouTube channel, and then you're stealing her audience.
Well, I noticed all the ones that what to do with extra Halloween candy at the end, and it said you just put it in a pan and melt it all together. And I was like, wow, I couldn't have came up with that.
Melt it all together?
Yeah, you throw it in a low heat, and you let it just cook, and then they took, crunch up pretzels with it. Put pretzels and then all your candy take it out of the wrappers, of course.
Yeah.
And they melt it. And so, yeah, think about that. You're eating a Milky Way and all of a sudden you hit a Jolly Rancher and then a pretzel.
Or a Necco wafer. Like, how you fucking boil that down?
It was just, I'm telling you, we're just becoming slothy as a nation. We're just cook it in a pan and eat it.
That's what it is. It's called the pig trough.
If you're looking for a more efficient way to get garbage into your body, I have a secret for you. You can just mix everything in a blender and drink it.
Well, yeah, I mean,
you don't even burn calories chewing anymore.
No.
It's perfect. You should check out the YouTube channel You Suck at Cooking.
Okay.
It's pretty great. You're not going to learn much, but it's a good time.
It doesn't sound like I'll learn anything.
No, but it's fun.
But I will put that in the show notes.
I watched one of those craft ones where the person goes and he recreates it like he sees it on Etsy and he goes to remake it. Yeah. And it's pretty funny actually because about 8 minutes into it, you realize his isn't going to turn out right. He's cutting felt, he's glued it with Mod Podge, and it's falling apart. And he goes, ah. They put them side by side at the end. He goes, yeah, this one didn't really work.
Wait, what recipe has felt in it?
Oh no, it's not a cooking. It's a.
Oh,
he's trying to make
he's
crafts.
making
Yeah,
something. Okay.
like you see. Oh look, it's a chambermaid or whatever. I don't know what the hell it is.
You just hot glue these pepperonis right on top.
No, yeah, and he does it, but it's like it is funny because it's like any average person trying to make this stuff, and he goes, "Oh look, you break a glass and then you make it into like stained glass," and he's cutting himself. He's like, "Motherfucker, this sucks."
I've never eaten felt, but I've had a cotton ball in my mouth. Man, I'll give it a shot. Let's try it.
You know what? Cotton, you say what you want. It's actually good for
Hey,
you.
you put cinnamon sugar on anything, you'll get some people to try it.
Just don't put peanuts in it.
Well, I'm in Tucson right now, waiting for Doug Stanhope to show up. They're coming back from the UK, and that's why I was late today.
Mm-hmm.
But that's it for me. I mean,
I'm also waiting for Doug Stanhope to come back from the UK. That's why I was late today.
Yeah, he got stuck in Amsterdam.
Yeah.
And I think that's how you get desensitized, because a lot of people would love to go to Amsterdam.
Yeah.
And his complaint was, yeah, we got fucking stuck in Amsterdam. I was like, you're in Amsterdam. It'd be worse if you're stuck in like Lincoln, Nebraska for 48 hours.
Yeah. Remember who you're tweeting this to.
Yeah. It really, I didn't really, I went, oh, you lucky fuck.
Yeah, but he sees the world in traveling. He sees it very different than the way most people would think he would see it. Because if he can get an airport bar, he's at the airport bar or hotel, and he doesn't go to see anything. So it's different. You know, I understand what you're saying, Becker, but you also know Doug.
Right. Yeah. No, I knew it, but yeah, it was just funny. I go, I don't know who you're bitching to right here. Because Amsterdam's happy to be in Amsterdam right now.
Yeah. There's a guy at a 7-Eleven working, getting a tweet from Stanhope. And yeah, it's much worse there. Although, yeah, Doug likes 7-Eleven coffee, so he might want to rather be there.
Is it like one of those things where like everything's fun until it's like your job and you have to do it?
That's it. I don't know.
No, that's it. Think about it. That's why, you run off during the circus. It's a blast for a week.
Then you're pounding in steaks and fucking.
Yeah, and you're trying to fucking get the
scooping.
last guy standing in the crowd to go, oh, no, you don't know half the shit that goes on around here, buddy. Yeah, it's all fun and games when you're on the tightrope, but who do you think wipes the spit off of it?
That elephant doesn't shit fucking marshmallows, I'll tell you that.
Oh, yeah, this week we got Pauly Shore.
The Pauly Shore?
The Pauly Shore will be Thursday.
Returning to Coots.
Yes.
How long has it been since he was at Coots?
I don't know the exact date, but I know it's been a while.
He came up with MTV back in the day.
Yeah.
So he didn't do comedy. Well, maybe I don't know what that was.
He did like a block party thing or something. I think it's on the wall.
Yeah.
Take a walk around. But I don't think he remembers being there.
No, I'm sure he does.
I doubt it.
But yeah, he'll be doing 2 shows on Thursday. They're both sold out. So
they're both sold
that's
out
what you
already?
get that's what you get for dilly-dallying, people.
God. Becker, do you need help in the bar that night? Are you working the show?
Yeah, yeah. Would you like to see the weasel?
The wheeze.
If that's what it takes to get in the show.
Yeah, I know it's going to be good. So that'll be fun. And then we got Flip Schultz the week after that.
Oh, Flip Schultz is great.
Yep.
Excellent. So comedy is up and running at Coots again.
Yes, it is, and it's gonna be fun.
Excellent. All right, John, you got anything?
There's the guy who set off a bomb in a Walmart.
Did it
Can we
go
talk
off?
about that? Yeah.
I got a tweet about someone in my group said, "Oh great, someone planted a bomb in a Walmart," but I didn't get anything else other than that, and my attention span was too short to follow up.
It was a small bomb. I forgot where it was, but it was in one of the states where you can imagine this would happen.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a small bomb, and he threw it into the entryway, and apparently told the security guard to run. And the security guard did run. Nobody got hurt. And apparently it was a protest because the guy was angry that they stopped selling Confederate flag memorabilia.
Oh wow, that's smart
how
way
how he shows his support for the
So,
flag.
That's probably the best argument that it is not a flag that embodies violence and hatred. Set off a bomb.
It was a bomb of cherry icing. I don't know.
Maybe I'm crazy, but wouldn't it be more effective to go in and just hang Confederate flags in the store?
Or put up his flag shop.com, like where to buy it.
But this guy's probably just been building bombs in his backyard forever, and now he finally has a reason to set one off. So
Yeah, so he looked for a reason.
yeah, if all you know how to do is build bombs, every problem is
everything
a
looks like a Walmart entrance waiting for a bomb.
Yep.
Did either of you see the Monday Night Football last night? There was two protesters were on the balcony at Carolina Panthers Stadium and jumped off with like rappelled down, and we're going to unfurl some kind of a protest flag about fracking. In the midst of them pulling off the capers, something happened, and they mentioned it on the announcers mentioned it, but they wouldn't show it, what was happening. But they did clear out all of the seats under where these people were hanging, basically from the structure, and made them stay up there for the entire game. They didn't pull them down or anything, and just, fucking great view. Hey, if you think about it, you're closer than those special boxes.
How did they?
How are you going to come in with repelling gear?
Well, that's the thing is, Becker, I mean, and John, you might know this, that sometimes, the credentials that get you through something is just your attitude walking through the door. Sometimes just carrying a piece of paper and looking like you're in a fucking hurry, people get the fuck out of your way.
So now, from now on, whenever you want to go to a sporting event, you're going to get searched for like spelunking gear and fucking, do you have a bunch of nylon cord on you?
We just got rid of the pink uniforms for the month, and now we got fracking going on. I don't even know what that uniform looks like.
Hey, you can't get in here with those carabiners. Sorry. That's my fucking keychain. I'm sorry. Monday Night Football, Carolina.
Too bad it wasn't a Detroit's Lions game. They wouldn't have to clear anybody out.
They'd actually start selling those seats, rappelling seats from the fucking
You want to
balcony.
sit under the guys? You want to sit under the guys?
That's how they make money. They actually do climbing classes during the game.
Hey, wait a minute. That's my team this year.
All right. You've listened to another episode of Near the Wild. I'm Matt Becker, sitting in a bus in Anchorage, Alaska.
I'm John Norris, trying to bring awareness to anti-fracking movements without rappelling in stadiums.
And I'm Ggreg Chaille in Tucson, Arizona, waiting for my boss to come back from Europe. You've been listening to the Near the Wild podcast with Matt Becker and John Norris, recorded in Anchorage, Alaska on Matt Becker's backyard bus. Engineered by me, Ggreg Chaille.